President Trump's historic Gaza peace deal appears to be falling into place. CENTCOM is confirming that Israel has finished its part of the bargain for phase one, drawing its troops back in Gaza to the so-called yellow line. That means Hamas now has 72 hours to release all the remaining hostages, both dead and still alive. This as the president prepares to fly to the region Sunday. First, he'll go to Israel, then Egypt. One thing he's not going to be packing, though, is the Nobel Peace Prize. That honor this year just went to Maria Corina Machado. She is Venezuela's opposition leader. She did, though, throw the president a bone, posting on X, quote, "I dedicate this prize to the suffering people of Venezuela and to President Trump for his decisive support of our cause." The White House blasting the Nobel Committee for choosing politics over peace. The chair, though, insists it wasn't a deliberate snub. Listen.
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
Well, this historic peace agreement makes some pretty strange bedfellows. Hillary Clinton is now praising the president's deal.
Really significant first step, and I really commend President Trump and his administration, as well as Arab leaders in the region, for making the commitment to the 20-point plan and seeing a path forward for what's often called the day after.
Well, Greg, the president may feel snubbed. We don't know, because this is something we know he wanted. But he is definitely not being snubbed by the rest of the world. Like the media, Washington, his political
begrudgingly.
opponents.
I believe
they're all saying it's an amazing thing.
I believe Trump derangement addiction is finally being licked. I joke, it's never going to go away. This story's fun because we know that Trump deserves it, but we also knew he wasn't going to get it. This was just like this was a recreational belief. The reason why he won't get it is that he's legitimately working on behalf of the American people. It's America first, not Belgium first. And European elites, like that guy was talking, they can't stand that they know Americans don't care, but it bothers them that the president doesn't, because they're supposed to kneel before them. And the great thing about Trump is that his personal goals, like he would like to be great and do well, align perfectly with the voters. I don't know if that's ever happened before, because imagine the opposite if the president's aims don't align with the people. We lived through that. Why did the Biden White House preside over such nonsense like open borders, recidivist crime wave, men and women's sports, censorship lockdowns, targeting citizens over speech? These were products of a government in which their aims were not ours. And so when they achieved them, they felt good, but the American public were like, what the hell is going on? Their highlights, our leaders' highlights, were our lowlights. And I think this is the closest a president has ever aligned to voters. Every issue, he's on the right side, planted a flag on the hill of common sense. The high ground maneuver has exposed Democrats for being, addicted to luxury beliefs at the expense of the American public. Trump is not just a correction, it's a kill switch. He stopped the country, and in this case, the globe, from barreling off a cliff. And it leads me to ask one more question, Jillian, if I may. I want to ask you a question. Where are the protesters who've been driving all of us nuts? Why shouldn't they be on the street rejoicing? Shouldn't they be happy? Or is there something that we always knew about them? They need to have other people suffering for them to find something to do.
I mean, there's always next year, right, Jesse? If I had to bet, my money's on next year. This prize is for stuff that went down in 2024 before the president was even back in office. The Gaza deal first phase is going through. It's, looking good for phase two. What's wrong with 2026?
I'm not thinking it's going to happen next year or ever. No, the thing's rigged. You should see who's on the committee. The guy that chairs the thing used to work for Doctors Without Borders. It's a Soros-funded hit job against the United States. They basically funneled all the illegals here and then said good luck. These institutions like the Nobel Peace Prize have become meaningless, kind of like every year People magazine snubs Greg Gutfeld
True.
for sexiest man alive.
Thank you.
And it's like it's starting to lose its meaning.
You know, finally somebody has the courage to say this.
You're welcome. Who is the heavyweight champion of the world? Exactly. Everybody watches the UFC. Remember when you used to think Victoria's Secret models were like, oh my God? Now they're all
Trans. They're all trans,
can I
Jesse.
say obese? I don't know. Yes, also trans. But it's like all these things Trump has exposed, these institutions like the media, the FBI, the World Health Organization. He comes along and opens your eyes to it. Barack Obama got the prize. It was a DEI prize. He didn't earn it. Even Barack Obama was kind of embarrassed, and he knew he didn't earn it. He got it for diplomacy and nuclear non-proliferation. Did he stop anybody from nuking up? No, Trump did. Trump stopped the Iranians from doing it. And he wasn't that diplomatic. He had no personal relationships with any other world leader. In fact, he increased all of our military assets in Afghanistan, in Libya, in Syria. He had to go back into Iraq because he gave birth to ISIS. So Donald Trump has not started one single war and ended 8. It's pretty clear he deserved it, but I'm with Greg. I don't think he's ever going to get it.
Well, you know, people have been talking for years now about the Trump foreign policy doctrine. I remember talking about it on the air, when he launched his first campaign. Everybody had a different idea about what it was. It was, making America great on the world stage. It was ending all foreign wars. Now it's peace through strength. I think this deal shows that really all along, Emily, the Trump foreign policy doctrine has been getting the deal done. This makes it crystal clear.
Yeah, and it started, this with, and well before, but the Abraham Accords, where that was Israel brokering, that through the brokering of the deal with Trump, Israel then has a partnership with these Arab nations that other administrations said would never happen. And the difference between talk and actual substance is that the economic and the intelligence cooperation and the tourism, all of the gains of the Abraham Accord is still in effect today.
You mean Abraham?
Thank you. Abraham Accord.
I had to. Abraham.
Thank you.
Frankenstein.
Exactly. It remains in effect today, right? And that's the difference. And I think when you were articulating what Obama got it was for the promotion of nuclear non-proliferation. It was for a new climate of diplomacy. Like, they were honest that it was based on ideas and idealism and symbolism, not actual substance. They were literally rewarding hope and ideas. And here we have the benefit of President Trump that actually made history and actually did something. But I agree with everyone. We're never going to get it. He's never going to get the. It's like in 1972. Everyone knew that it was an incomplete pass, and yet it was deemed an immaculate reception. Everyone knew the Raiders should have won, and yet somehow the Steelers won on. Exactly. So everyone knows what I'm talking about. That history is rewritten in front of your eyes, but everyone knows who actually.
It's like every Best Picture in the Oscars is never really the Best Picture. Did Jaws win Best Picture? I don't think it did.
No.
Because only certain genres can win.
Yeah, they give it to like Ordinary People or something.
The worst movie ever.
Yeah, terrible movie.
Purple Rain should have won.
We need Ricky Gervais to talk to the Nobel Committee here. He said, we don't care.
Yes.
All right, remember that? The Golden Globes, he
Yeah.
just put them all in their place. That's what you really... Who cares? Who needs the
president-
Scandinavian Valedictorian Award? Yeah, I get
President
it.
Trump.
I know.
President Trump
He
cares.
wants it, I know.
Yeah, he
well,
wants
all right,
it.
he wants part of history. He's concerned about his position in history. I get that. You're not wrong. But that said, I don't think it really makes a lick of difference here. A couple of things I think really are worth teasing out here. First of all, what a perfect encapsulation of Europe, right? It's all show, no go. It's like I've talked in the past about Europe becoming Epcot. Epcot has more international influence these days than actually Europe, because realistically, if you look at the metrics, Musk alone, 28 satellites this year, America over 100, China 40, Europe 4, all right? Since the last, 8 years, United States GDP grown 19%. Germany, their biggest economy, 1%. All right, I could go on. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is Europe is failing. And this is the kind of thing that they're clinging to because they'll just never give it to Trump because he's the unwashed American. Look at some of the past recipients of this vaunted award. Yasser Arafat, all right, another, charming character. The European Union itself got it in 2012. For doing what? For being the European Union. The European Union essentially gave itself an award. I could go on as far as that goes as well. There's all kinds of scoundrels that have gotten that award. So I think it actually demeans the American presidency and what Trump has accomplished here, because I think what he's done is going to lead ultimately to things like the Saudis coming under the Abraham Accords, and the follow-on of that is going to be the whole gang of them. You're going to get all of the Syrian, all the way going through the Shia Crescent, all the way into Lebanon. That's everybody surrounding Israel. This will be the first time where you might have an actual stable Middle East. Think about what that does to things like military, fuel prices. This matters. As I said, the Scandinavian Good Guy Award, that doesn't matter. And lastly, real quick, it's still a win because they gave it to this Venezuelan who is very Trump adjacent. That doesn't happen without Trump, and she, of course, lauded Trump upon getting it. And this is something we've talked about. There's a Trump doctrine, a continuation of the Monroe Doctrine. He's looking to change the dynamic from China and to some extent Russia and even Iran in the southern part of the Western Hemisphere here, relative to Venezuela, Cuba, you could go on. That's where this matters. Let the Norwegians keep the award.
What about Eurovision?
Ooh, he could still be nominated for
Yes,
that.
Eurovision.
You should
That's the
nominate
one that
the
matters.
president. You should nominate the president.
Who says I haven't already, Jillian? Do your homework.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.